Her name was Caroline Edwards. And this is their cynical move here. They think, well, we'll bring in cops. They can't attack cops. Well, we'll bring in an attractive blonde. I mean, it's a woman. They can't. We actually can.
Yes, putting a pretty lady on the stand is a cynical ploy from the left to expose male news anchors as Neanderthals, incapable of thinking of women as anything other than objects to be used. Ploy achieved. This is Rebel HQ. I'm Sandy Loves. Newsmax, a media show which was the result of a focus group of Patriot Front, Proud Boys, Salamanders, and Hyenas, had on Generic White Man to talk about the January 6 hearings. He couldn't get over how the left was using this poor woman to... what exactly? Grab people's attention? To make people feel sorry for the police? To distract teenage men from talking about the substance of the hearings?
I don't think this young woman joined the police department to one day testify, but she's been co-opted and possibly seduced by those corrupt power brokers in Congress. So I was very disappointed in her.
Oh no, he's disappointed. If only Newsmax brought on this raccoon to show that disappointment, people might have cared. Caroline Edwards was testifying because it's part of her job. It's part of every cop's job. This is a responsibility every cop knows about. And she was called to testify because she was doing her job on January 6th and is an eyewitness and victim of what happened on the Capitol that day. Accusing her of being a fake cop because she wasn't one of the cops taking selfies with the rioters and painting her as some sort of pushover following the instructions of people using her for her looks shows how pathetic Newsmax has to be to appeal to their audience.
I was called a lot of things on January 6, 2021 and the days thereafter. I was called Nancy Pelosi's dog, called incompetent, called a hero, and a villain. I was called a traitor to my country, my oath, and my Constitution.
You should see what happens to me when I walk down the street in New York City.
Nothing. Nothing happens to you when you walk down the street because nobody knows who you are.
I'm sorry you are called names, but this happens particularly in your line of work.
She knows. In her line of work, she may face verbal and physical abuse. She wasn't on the stand to whine about it. She was telling people what her experience was. Dismissing it as being part of her job doesn't make what happened to her okay. No one should be harassed, assaulted, or threatened for doing their job, or for any other reason. But right when you think he reached rock bottom, he got out his jackhammer and found you can go much lower if you just try hard enough.
We started grappling over the bike racks. I felt the bike rack come on top of my head, and I was pushed backwards, and my foot caught the stair behind me, and my chin hit the handrail, and then at that point I had blacked out, but the back of my head clipped the concrete stairs behind me.
Okay, in other words, you fell. You had a fall. Gotcha. That's a line of duty injury as well.
She fell? Being pushed wasn't the problem. No, of course not. Gravity was just overreacting that day. Just like being shot isn't the problem. It's having too much lead in the system. This Newsmax Ken doll can't wrap his head around the fact that she's more professional and tougher than he'll ever be. If he had to deal with a traumatic brain injury, being gassed and slipping on the blood of his comrades, he'd be crying like a little baby being denied a nipple. How Newsmax talks about people is disgusting, and the blatant lies they spread are gross. They're doing what it takes to keep their audience hooked with hate. What they do for ratings is atrocious, and it helps the right to coalesce around a narrative. Unfortunately, it's only a matter of time before they're replaced by another, more extreme media source. We need to keep fighting towards turning this ship before we ram into a cliff. As for Generic White Man, I'll join the list, which includes all of his former dates, of people he's disappointed. For more of my stuff, look for me on social media's left of the box. Don't forget to hit buttons and leave comments. Thanks for watching, and until next time, get informed, get involved.